The history of great universities indicates that they continue to be great, but they go through ups and downs, and that has to be recognized. So when you're living in a down, it becomes quite depressing. The financial crisis at the moment, but it was the loyalty oath crisis before, it was the student demonstrations of the 1960s before. All of those were perceived as crises at the time, and in a way they were. So you have to ask yourself, how did the university survive? How did it surmount it? How did it bounce back? Because there is inherent in the history of a great university desire to find a way. Now, it may stumble in finding that way, but eventually there come people, enough of them, and it can't be just one, who recognize that there's something inherent in the institution that must be preserved and furthered, even if new plans, new ideas about it have to be done. Nobody knows where higher education is going in the United States or the world, except that it's highly competitive for talent, that it is going to be involved in society in all sorts of ways in order to get the support and the money that it needs. Those have strengths and those have dangers. What you want are people who understand what the tensions and pressures are, will resolve to balance them in some sort of fruitful way. It's a question of leadership. Nobody can define academic leadership. Nobody can define it. I've read books on it, I've had to review books on it. They're a yawner. Okay, put you to sleep. Nobody knows who the leader is, the combination of things. Kerr was a visionary, but he was a shy man. And in a sense, his predecessor, Robert Gordon Sproul, was more successful in reaching the alumni and reaching out. They loved Sproul. He had a booming voice, and he was a gregarious type of person. Clark was more reticent, and so on. What does it take to be a leader? What kind of combination of intellectual insight and personality qualities? Don't know. But you have to have, on a campus like Berkeley or any other great campus, leadership that is not only central but also diffuse. You have to have a faculty that wants the place to really succeed. And you have to have a faculty that wants the place to succeed in more than personal terms. Not just because they gain by it, but because it's good for the whole. I always worry about academic selfishness. You have to have a sense of the whole place. I think that there's enough in the tradition of Berkeley and maybe the other campuses of the university to be able to draw on that, but it has to be taught. It has to be discussed. It has to be explained. Even if a vision cannot be defined exactly, you have to do, I think, what you have done. You have to bring people together who will recognize that even talking about a vision that you can't define is better than never talking about it at all. You'll never be able to explain exactly what you need. But if you say repeatedly, we need legacy, the legacy has to be related to a vision, the legacy has to be there, but it can change and adapt. If you just have groups of people who come and say that, then emotionally the commitment to the campus will build up somehow psychologically. So you don't have to be precise, but you have to care.